This is the first video of many that are yet to come, at least I hope. I'm terrible with follow through, so we'll see how this works. I've been on my weight loss journey for several years now, probably about 4 years, and I don't seem to make much headway one way or the other. I mean, this time I've been very fortunate and I've been able to maintain the weight that I've lost, the 70 some pounds, and I haven't put it back on, thankfully. But just over the last month or so, I have learned some things about myself. Excuse me. I have learned that I'm a determined individual when I put my mind to something. When I've set my mind to wanting to accomplish a goal, I work my ass off and I work towards it. But then all it takes is one little blip on the radar to send me back into a tailspin, going completely backwards to where I started from, essentially. Now, I have categorized myself as a binge eater and an overeater, and never really thought more about it in terms of how to control it. It was always in my mind, just don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You'd think it'd be that simple. But no, it's not. And the way that I'm going to take this on now is that I'm going to treat it as an addiction, because that's exactly what it is. It's an addiction to food, and there's a couple of ways to attack it. I'm not going to follow a 12-step program or anything like that, nothing that severe, but if I realize that I have this thing that overpowers me, that makes me completely powerless. I won't say it makes my life unmanageable per se, but it makes parts of my life unmanageable per se. I'm not able to achieve my goals and get where I want to be in my life. So, I guess I just contradicted myself by saying I'm not going to follow a 10-step, 12-step program, when then I just turn around and say basically step one, which is admitting that you have this problem, that you're powerless over it, and that it controls your life. That's not the case all the time, but for the last month and a half, that has most definitely been the case. I've gotten complacent. I've gotten lazy. I've not worked out. I've not prepped my meals. I've just not cared about any of it. And that to me is not caring about myself. I've been very fortunate to not have any health problems, major health problems, blood pressure, diabetes, whatever the case may be, from being overweight. But the fact still remains that I am overweight. I'm here today at 230 pounds, which is 75 pounds less than my heaviest at 305. And I'm proud of that accomplishment, but I want so much more. I want so much more than that. I'm not the only one that suffers from addiction to food. And I need to start treating it as such. That's the only way I'm going to get through it, to get past it. There are people in my life that have given up alcohol and given up hardcore drugs, and they've done it, and they've done it with a smile on their face. Granted, certain things, the temptations aren't right there in front of your face every day, but it still doesn't change the fact that the temptation's there. I just have to get it through my head that I need to eat to live and not live to eat. So here we go. Today's gonna be my day one. I'm gonna take this one day at a time, like the popular 12-step programs tell you to. And hopefully I'll make it through today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day until I achieve my ultimate goals. And I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to process when you finally realize that you have a problem that you can solve, that you can fix, and you go a long time without caring. I don't know. Maybe it was just the kick in the butt I needed for my cousin to celebrate her clean anniversary, and that was a big deal. And then to talk to one of the trainers at the gym this morning, and he broke down for me how to have my cheat meal if I'm going to have one. So we will see how this journey goes. And as of right now, I've not binged. I've eaten appropriately, and hopefully I'll be able to keep that momentum going.